So here's the independent rear suspension from underneath, using a wide angle just to get it all in here. Here's what it looks like if I do it without the wide angle. So I'm back, and I finished the panels that the manual said to put in before the engine. So the next step is to drop the engine in. But I thought I'd show the underneath the car. There you have a plastic cover over the tank, which is nice, protect it from rocks. It has some drain holes in it. So the black you see is not the tank. That silver lip you see around the edge, that's the tank. And then the black is a plastic protective cover. And I did get those upper control arm bolts replaced that I mentioned in the last video. I had stuck some temporary bolts, some 5-grade bolts, because that's what I could find while I waited on Factory 5 to send me the grade 10 correct bolts. So they're in now. And that's what that looks like. I see a lot of videos on there, people doing their builds and all, but I haven't seen one from underneath, so I thought I'd film it. So there's where the engine goes, obviously. I've got a kind of a drywall measuring stick there. I was measuring the distance from the motor mounts to a tunnel. I've noticed that guys are having to cut that diagonal brace off right there to get the TKX or TKO transmission in, and so I'll probably have to do the same. And so that's what I was measuring, but based on my measurements, looks like I will have to trim it just like everybody else did. There's the front suspension, steering. You know, what they have you put on are these footbox panels, and the panel that goes behind the seat, and then these floor panels right here. And so those are in. What you got here is you have a welded in steel panel right under the footbox, another one right here where your seat's gonna mount. Here, it's just the aluminum panel, but you wouldn't be able to put any weight there anyway. By the time you have the seat there, there's no way you'd be able to stand up there and put any weight. So with the big diagonal and the middle, it's gonna be plenty. I still need to put some sealant. As you can see a little air through there and around these joints. And I did put it on top of the every place where the panels touch the tube frame. There is silicone. You can see some of it coming out there, but I do need to run a bead around all of the exterior panels, but I'll probably wait until all the panels are in to do that. So next step is to put the engine in, but I have a couple of things I need to do first. I've got the engine once again back up on the setting lightly on the welding table because I need to do the oil pressure and water temperature sending unit work as described in the Coyote instructions. So I will get that done, and then I'll drop the engine in, and so the next video I'll probably have the engine in. Oh, just a word on these videos I do. I really just started doing this to document it for myself, and if somebody finds it helpful, that's great. But you know, I'm not doing this detailed step-by-step where you watch me do the work. There's plenty of videos, a couple of really good ones of guys doing that. If that's interest to you, that's not something I'm interested in doing. I'm really just doing updates. And you also notice I just do these one-take videos. You know, I recently retired as a software engineer and owned a company and managed that website and software for a lot of years, and I have no interest in going back to spending hours a day behind a computer. I've done that for a couple decades, and so I just make these quick videos, and no attempt to polish them, and no attempt to, of course, monetize any of this. But if you find it helpful, that's great. If not, that's okay too, because mostly just doing it to document what I've done. Take care.